Hello, this is Ter Scott, the Life and Legacy Coach, and I'm here with you just for a few minutes to talk about abundance. That's what I try to do. I talk about how people can live in balance and also abundance and have prosperity. And I try to just talk about little snippets of things that can help you. Now, we need to change our mindset, and when you change your mindset, you change your life. And you do this on a continual basis. It just doesn't happen in a snap. So I hope that you're taking notes when we visit here like this, and also that you're subscribing down here so that you'll be able to get the information when you need it. And then the other thing, there's a bell over here someplace, so if you go ahead and click that, then you'll be notified every time I have something new. Now today, I want to talk about what we sometimes call junk mail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my junk mail here and just let you know some of the things that I do and why I do it. So here we are. This first one is a magazine and then some letters and things like this. And so this one's it's a magazine, and it's for it's a charity. It's a ministry that I support. And number one, I believe that it's important that we support ministries. Pick one out and support it. And the reason being is the reason for living is giving. And when we give, things are given back to us. And yes, that is part of the reason for doing it. And it's kind of crazy. People say, well, you should just give for the sake of giving. But yeah, that's fine. But a farmer doesn't just plant a seed for the sake of going out and planting seeds. That farmer expects a harvest, and so he cultivates that seed and that plant and everything else. So it's the same way with you. When you give the seed of money, expect money to come back, not from that original place where you sowed it, like where the farmer planted necessarily. It may come back from there, but most of the time it will come back from some other avenue. So anyway, do that. But I look at this and I can either do one thing. I can set it aside, and it's in my pile of ministries that I give to. So then when I have that time, I go through all of those and I decide what I'm going to give and who I'm going to give it to. The other thing is, if I'm not able to do that, what I'm going to do is say, bless this ministry, and then I toss it. Otherwise, you're going to have way too much paper and clutter in your life. And if you have paper and clutter of things in your life, your entire life is cluttered, and the universe doesn't help you because you have things that are cluttered. Now, this kind of a clever thing, and let's see here. Oh, this is a college, and that I like to support. And so again, I put it over my pile here, and I may read this, and I think most of the time we should read it, but this is a year-end fund drive. So again, I bless the people behind this. I say thank you, bless these people, bless this ministry, bless this college, and I'm giving favor, I'm showing favor to that place and blessing them. When you bless people, places, and things, people, places, and things are going to bless you again. It's just a continual cycle. Well, it looks like I have a lot of different type of ministries that just happen to come in the mail today. And this one is, and I guess I can tell you who these people are because I really believe in them. This is James Robeson and Life Outreach International. And what they do is they dig wells. They dig wells for water across the world for people. And truly, you know what? Without water, there is no life. And as the life and legacy coach, I also work with water. I also work with color And my coaching and my courses have to do with water and color, not necessarily water color, but colored water. All right. Anyway, that's a little something else, and you probably have seen some of those videos. But again, I'm going to bless this, bless these people, bless their work, and put it in my pile over here, and I'll take care of that. Now, this just happens to be a postcard from a bank, and it's a pretty cool postcard. Now, I say it's pretty cool because number one, this is like some people would consider this junk mail, don't bother me, and whatever. But I'll use this as an example. It doesn't matter. This is the local grocery store. And then this is also an advertiser. So I'm showing you all three of these things. And some people would just dismiss this as junk mail. But understand that there are people behind this junk mail. Let's figure out the person who delivered this junk mail, a postal carrier. That's their job. And so bless that person that brought it here. They're able to make a living by delivering this and feed their families and build the lifestyle that they want. Then the other thing is, well, this represents a lot of different businesses. And I'm all about helping small business owners. And so for me, I can look at something like this, and with my other businesses, I might talk to some of these advertisers and see if I can be of assistance. I know that I can be of assistance. Whether or not they believe so is another thing, but I'll talk to them. The same thing with this. This place happens to be a bank. But notice, this is an unusually sized postcard. So that's an idea there too. A lot of people, if you're sending postcards, this costs a little bit more because it's bigger, but it gets people's attention. So that's probably it. And again, bless this bank, even though it doesn't happen to be my bank, and bless the people behind this store. Now this is a chain, and they own a lot of different grocery stores, so they employ a lot of people. So bless every one of their employees. I shop there at one of their stores. Now let's take a look here. I think these three are Yep, this is about a loan, and they have a loan offer here for, can you see that, $2,500? Let me just set this right here because I know I've got a few of them. This is time-sensitive information. Ooh, so let's take a look here. What could it be? What could it be? Ah, yes. Here's a loan opportunity for how much? $1,300. All right. And I know I've got another one here too. Ah, yes. And this one, loan opportunity for $3,000. Well, that's cool. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. Now, I don't need that. And we don't need anything. All of our needs are taken care of. All of our wants are taken care of. So please, when you're speaking, don't say, I need a new shirt. Don't say, I want a new shirt, because your needs and your wants are all taken care of. So you don't need it. You don't want it. But you may desire it. You may require it. You may must have it. And then it'll come to you. And we are like fish in water. You probably have heard me say this before. We are fish. Water is all around us. All of our needs, well, our needs, our wants, our desires are like that water around us. So it's all over. It's already touching us. It's even permeating inside of us. And that's what the air is around us. But everything that we desire is around us. And yes, we can reach out and grab it. And some things are that easy to manifest. You can reach out and grab it. If you want to go someplace, you get in your vehicle and you turn the key and you go. But, and you get there. So you've manifested that location, that event. And if you don't have a car, and that's it. So, we have this water around us. We have all of our desires around us. But sometimes we just can't reach out and grab it. We have to do some action. We have to take some effort. Yes, we believe in it. It's going to happen, just like getting in our vehicle and going to that particular destination that we want to go to. But let's say we don't have a vehicle. Then what we need to do is work on whatever it takes to get that vehicle. So yes, the water is around us as a fish, but we still need to do some effort. We need to do some things to accept that. And as a fish, what we need to do to get that is our pores, our scales, and our gills have to work to get what we need as a fish from that. And as a person, we have to have the right mindset. We have to we have to do what's required. And sometimes, yes, we can just sit back and relax and it'll come to us. But other times, we need to take action to get the vehicle to go to there. Now, for instance, some people, well, quite a lot of people who are job searching, they're searching for a job, but they've got that all wrong. They don't need a job. They don't even want a job because later on when they're working, they don't want to work there. How many people do you know? Maybe you're like that yourself. You go to work every morning at a place that you don't want to be at. Of course, you don't need to be there. You don't want to be there. And so you're there, but it's not your destiny for one thing. But the other thing is that what you want is not the job. What you desire is what the job does, give you the income. And so the other thing is, in a sense, you don't even need or want the income. What you desire is what the income will do, what the income will give you. Peace of mind, a car, a piece of bread, peace of mind, a lot of different things like that. So it's really not the job that you want. It's not even the income that you want. It's what the job and the income will do to get your desires. So having said that, I don't need any of these things. Now, there was a time in my life where I did. I needed those things because in my mind I thought I needed them. And sure, as a business person, we want what's called good debt, not bad debt. So you definitely want to work with money. You want money to work for you, not against you. You want to have money working for you so you're not working for money. And so some people say credit cards are bad. Don't have any credit cards, cut them all. And if you listen to somebody like Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about credit cards are his best friend. And so if you use credit cards correctly, then they work for you. But getting back to these loan requests here, where they're trying to get me into the bad type of debt, what I do is I take my pen or even my Sharpie here. And then what I do is I don't need this. Don't need it. Don't need it. This one. Don't need it. Don't need it. And this one. Don't need it. Don't need it. Because the universe, universal knowledge, God, you're going to get what you desire at the time when it's most important and appropriate for you. So you don't need to do this. And by the way, I was talking to somebody earlier about not chasing money. The Bible talks about how we should not chase money. And that's right, we should. But when people read that, they think, oh, don't chase money. That means don't even try to get money. But no, that's not it at all. We read things into things But that's not what it is. It doesn't mean not to better yourself so that you can have more income. What it means is don't chase money. So if you're chasing money, number one, money isn't coming to you because you're chasing it. It's like the guy who's in the park and he'd like to feed the pigeons. So one day he goes there with a loaf of bread and he throws this loaf of bread at these pigeons and they fly away. It didn't work. Another day he goes there with a loaf of bread and he pinches off a little bit and he tosses it here and tosses it there, and then the pigeons come to him. So that's the way it is in life. We can throw all of us at somebody or at some event or something, and we're just pushing it away from us. We're doing all of this push, push, push. But what you want to do is give a little bit of your talent, give a little bit of your skill, give a little bit of your time, all of these things, and things will come to you. So don't push things. Now, if you were to chase money and you worked really hard, you'd probably end up losing your health because you're chasing money. You're not thinking about your health. You'll probably lose your family because you're not thinking of your family. You're pushing and you're chasing. So when you're chasing something, you can't be appreciating the things that are coming to you. I talk about the major 8, and I won't talk to you about them all here, but money is only one of them. And so when you're not chasing something, you'll have all 8 of them. But if you chase one of them, the other 7 will go away. So as far as chasing, I'll just probably leave you with this, but if you're chasing something, then for instance, we have right now at the time I'm filming this, it's a pandemic, it's an economic downturn. And there have been people, and people who have lost their income through no fault of their own, just a downturn in the economy. So if you've chased all of your life chasing money and you don't have a family or you don't have relationships and all of these kind of things because you were focused on just one thing and you were chasing it, when you have an economic downturn, then that's gone and everything is gone for you. Now, I think it's really important to follow your destiny, regardless if you're making money or not, or regardless if you lose money or not, because you're living how you're supposed to live and your needs and your wants will be taken care of for you the way they're supposed to be taken care of for you. So, for instance, I remember a friend of mine whose mom worked all of her life and she put money away in the stock market, and she had big stocks. She had like stocks in airlines and electric companies and those sort of things. And then I think it was 2008. No, it was before that. But it was one of the economic downturns. She lost all of her money. So she had worked all of her life, home to work, home to work, home to work, home to work, and didn't really travel, didn't do a lot of things that people who own businesses and people who are entrepreneurs do just in the everyday kind of thing that they do with their business. And, her lifestyle probably didn't decrease so much, but she wasn't able to reap the benefits of all of the money that she put away and those sacrifices that she did all of those years. And then I remember meeting a person who had an RV dealership, and he was riding high. He did really well, and he even traveled around the world, and I think he adopted a couple of kids from China. And so he had a good life, good family life, and everything else. And he wasn't necessarily chasing money, but he had a successful business. And later on, though, he ended up going bankrupt. So in my mind, he goes bankrupt. This woman loses her money. It was not really a business necessarily, but it was money that she had, and it was money that he had. And so her life was work, 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 home to work, home to work, home to work. His life was traveling around the world and doing all kinds of things. So they both lost their money. They didn't lose their life, but they lost their money, and he had a richer lifestyle because he had his own business. He was an entrepreneur. So that's why I say it's great if you're able to be an entrepreneur, and more and more and more people are able to do that today. So speaking of being an entrepreneur, I am the life and legacy coach, and I would love to help you where you're at and where you want to go with your goal setting and goal getting. And I work with the major eight. This is what I call the major eight. I've created the major eight. It's the 8 different areas, the desires that everybody wants. And if there's anything that you want or desire or require that isn't one of the major 8, it's under those major 8. So what I do is I help people determine their destiny and then to follow their destiny path. And because when you're doing what you're built to do, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, things happen, things work for you. The reason why people are struggling and the reason why people are stressed is because they're not doing what they're built to do. A kitten is meant to be a cat. They don't try to run as fast as an ostrich because that's not what they're supposed to do. But we as people, maybe we're supposed to be the cat, but we start running like the ostrich, and that's not going to work. Maybe we're the ostrich and we try to lie around like the cat does all day or most of the day. Well, then you're probably going to get eaten by some ostrich eater. So anyway, I'd love to help you in your quest for success, your quest for your destiny. And I'm the life and legacy coach. I want you to live your life and leave a legacy. So contact me with the link below and we'll talk soon. I hope you got something out of this, and please subscribe and also click that bell so that you'll always find out when I've got something new for you. Make it a great day. Again, Ter Scott, the life and legacy coach. We'll talk again.